Hi and welcome back to the Lennon Reacts channel. Today, I will be telling you all about the time I went inside John Lennon's Dakota apartments building in New York City. In this video, I will include personal photos of my time there. Someone asked me a while ago about the time I went inside the Dakota building in NYC. Here's the short version of the story. I made my first visit to New York City from the UK in December 2000 for my 20th birthday. Having spent my impressionable teenage years obsessing about everything to do John Lennon and Beatles, visiting the Dakota was a must. My poor girlfriend, now wife, was taken to Dakota on most of the days. During the visits I began chatting to the doorman who worked there. He was such a great guy. He said that if I left a CD with him, he would ask Yoko to sign it when he saw her next. My first trip to the record store saw me buy the Two Virgins album. On my first visit back to check if it was signed, Louis, the doorman, told me that Yoko refused to sign that album cover anymore. I think we all know why. Away I went. This time I came back with the CD, Unfinished Music, Life with the Lions. As you can imagine, Yoko was very strict with the security around the building, and regular people like me were not allowed anywhere near the main entrance. On the last day of our stay, we left the Dakota visit to last. It was getting dark, and we were staying with family outside of Manhattan. No yellow cab would take us, so I asked the doorman what my options were. He told me I would have to call a local taxi company from the area I was going to pick me up, and I could do so at the nearest phone box that was across the street in the subway. Fortunately, as it turned out, the phone was broken. I went back to the doorman and explained the situation, and to my amazement he said that I could come in and use the phone in the main office. I couldn't believe it. My heart started to race as I followed him into the archway and up the narrow driveway to the reception door on the right. As I made my way up the infamous steps into the Dakota, it suddenly hit me like a thunderbolt that I had just made the same walk as John did that fatal night. Those steps, that entrance, my stomach sank. All those years of reading every little detail, obsessing as a teenager, the sadness I'd always felt, the feeling of wishing I could go back in time. It almost felt I had been there before. As I waited in the reception, I noticed all the security camera monitors and could actually see the hallways and doorways of the apartments. I'd had on me my dispensable camera. The last thing on my mind was to take photos, so just held it in my hands for the duration. What was only a matter of 10 minutes seemed like an eternity, and time seemed to stand still. After I made the phone call, I said my thanks to Louis and left the Dakota to and wait for our taxi. I arrived home in the UK with my signed CD. Many weeks later I took my camera to the shops to be developed. This was before the smartphone. I was astonished to find that my camera had randomly took photos during the whole trip. When I looked through them, there had been ones taken during my Dakota visit. One photo that had randomly gone off was one of those steps as I walked up. Again I felt my stomach sink. Since then, I have been offered money and all sorts by sick people looking to buy the photo. I will never sell it or share it, so apologies it hasn't made this video. One of the other moments the camera went off was as I walked out of the Dakota and along the archway back to the street, a view John would have had thousands of times. It was so random and strange. I have included this photo. I've never forgotten the kindness of the doorman and sent him a gift from the UK when I arrived home. I hope you enjoyed this story and thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more stories coming soon.